What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about the top 10 reasons as to why being a car guy absolutely sucks. And be sure to stick to the end because I'm sure the last one will make you not even want to get into the car scene. So first off, coming in at number 1, and this is something that a lot of people have problems with, including myself, and that's simply not having the time to work on your car. How many of you guys have had project cars sitting around for weeks, months, and even years simply because you don't have the time to put into it? Whether it's work, school, other responsibilities, other hobbies, or friends, it can actually be quite difficult to keep up with your cars. And on top of that too, when you actually take out the time to work on your car, what should have been a 30-minute job actually ended up being a 6-hour plus job. And it's back up on the jack stand for another couple of weeks. And if you weren't able to fix it in that 6 hours, it's back up onto the jack stands for another couple of weeks. And at that point, it's just a very expensive paperweight that seems to be a money pit. Now, coming in at number 2, we have expensive parts, and this is going to vary depending on the car that you have. And we're talking about exhaust, intakes, tunes, wheels, body kits. All these things add up to be at least $5,000 to $10,000. And if you're like me and have an F car, a Lexus F performance car, it can get even worse than that. Because let's say you had a budget of around $15,000 to $20,000 for a car, and you wanted to get some real and high quality wheels, and let's say you wanted to get some work wheels, some TEs, or some BBSs. If you were to get those, including some tires, you're going to be spending at least around $4,000 to $6,000, and you'll never get that money back once you purchase those things, including the car. And that's not even including the taxes on all of these things as well. And don't even get me started on turbocharger kits or supercharger kits. To get an RR Racing supercharger kit for a Lexus RCF, you're going to be spending at least $10,000, not even including the labor costs and any other modifications that need to be done. So these things add up a lot. And don't even get me started on the tools, you guys. The tools, if you want high quality tools, you're going to be spending a lot of money as well. And coming in at number 3, another reason as to why being a car guy sucks is that you can never get your friends to actually go to car events with you. They're either working, out of town, on vacation, in school, hanging out with their girlfriends, and they always just say that they're busy. But are they actually busy, or are they just being lazy? Who knows? Or their car is just broken down and simply in the shop. Now, coming in at number 4, and this is a hard pill to swallow, and that's that these cars are liabilities instead of assets, especially if you have a car that's not so rare. And the truth is, whenever we go to purchase a car, it's going to immediately lose value. And on top of that too, when we start adding all these different modifications, we start tuning it, lowering it, putting new wheels on it, it's going to lower it even more. So there's really no way to make money off of these cars, but it also depends on how you look at it, right? Although these might be a financial liability, it might be an asset in terms of what you enjoy or for your hobbies. I can tell you every car that I've purchased has definitely been not the best financial decision, but not gonna lie, the amount of enjoyment that I get out of it is kind of worth it. Now, coming in at number 5, and this is something that happens to all of us, and that's parts breaking. It's absolutely inevitable. It's eventually going to happen. All cars are made by mankind, so every once in a while, something's going to go wrong. Something's going to get really old and break. An example would be, let's say my old car, I had a 2008 Lexus IS350, and some of the parts on it were either dry rotted, or the clips in the engine bay would break really easily, just because of how old the car was, and a lot of the stuff on the car simply just didn't get upgraded. So of course, when you've saved all this money or that check finally hits, that's when your check engine light decides to pop on, and now you have to dish out at least a couple of $100, if not $1,000 to fix it. And on top of that too, there's some cars nowadays that are so overdone. There's all these different electrical components, all types of different wiring, and it makes these cars really complicated. And because there's more parts with these cars being made, that just allows more problems to arise. But the good news is, as long as you guys keep up with your oil changes and you don't drive like a maniac, then you should be good for the most part. Now, coming in at number 6, how many of you guys have ever started working on your car, whether it was the transmission, the engine, or installing a new part, and you realize that you simply did not have the part to fix it? And because of this, now you have to spend the entire day looking for that part online, or going to AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Advanced Auto Part. You're going on a treasure hunt to find that tool, and by the time that you actually find it, the day is over and you don't have more time to work on your car. There have been times where I've worked on my car and I realized that I didn't have a certain socket or wrench that I needed to fix the problem. And sometimes these stores simply don't have it, so now I have to order it online, and it's going to take at least a couple of days to arrive. And it's always after you've already lifted up your car, you've already worked on it for a couple of hours, and then you realize you can't go into the next step. From there, you just stare at the bottom of your car and then you contemplate your life. And I do need to get better at this too. There are a handful of tools that I specifically need to get, but I'm pretty cheap when it comes to these things. But I know if I can just purchase it, forget about it, I won't have to do it again. Now, coming in at number 7, and this is something that we all have to deal with as well, especially if you're the type of guy who loves to go on road trips or likes to go to a bunch of car events, and that is gas. Especially nowadays with inflation, gas is out of this world and it's starting to come down a little bit. But if you have a V8 like me, oh man, you are going to be dishing out a lot of cash per week, especially if it's your daily. But hey, on the bright side, they're producing more cars that are 4 cylinders and turboed, so you might save on gas. Just kidding, don't attack me in the comment section, I know. Next, coming in at number 8, and this depends on what type of car you have, how loud your car is, or how rare your car is, and that's getting unwanted attention. There's some of you guys out there where every time you pull up to a light, whether it's a Tesla or BMW or Audi next to you, they want to race you. And they're either revving their car, tailgating you, or trying to race you. And this happens to me, especially when it's a Tesla. They think I want to race them at the lights, they're always taking off, but I simply don't even pay them attention because I'll be honest, like I'm going to get gapped by a Tesla. They have insane torque and they have a crazy 0 to 60 time. And other times when I'm just cruising in traffic, there's BMWs and Audis that are just riding the back of my car. People just love to drive crazy around me. I don't know why, but when they act like this, I pay them no attention because I don't like that type of reckless behavior. And also you have to remember, you guys, if you have a really nice car, when you go to gas stations or places at nighttime, you do have to watch your back, because as much as I believe that most people have good intentions or want to talk to you about the car, there are people out there that may have ill intentions, maybe want to steal your car or just want to throw shade or hate on you. So you sort of have to keep all these things in mind and be conscious of situations that you're in. But there is good attention out there to where people just want to talk to you about the car because they're a fellow car guy, or if they have the same car as you. Coming in at number 9, and this is something that has also happened to all of us, and that's thinking the slightest sound that is off or maybe not be normal is the end of your car. And when you post a video of this on a car group, everyone's simply just saying part out, how much for the wheels, how much for the motor, and they're just trying to troll you instead of being helpful. And 9 times out of 10, that small little sound that you maybe think is breaking your car or something abnormal is completely normal. Or if it's not, it's something super simple to fix and you're just freaking out about it. So these types of small things can give you a lot of anxiety or like OCD, but we're just making the issue a lot larger than it is. And then next, coming in at number 10, and I think this is something that every single car guy goes through, especially if they've had multiple cars, and that's always wanting more, whether that's more modifications, another car. The cycle seems to never end. So you want to spend more money onto the car, on this giant money pit, or upgrade to the next thing or get something faster. And that's how it goes, you know, people do everything they can to a certain car, they lower it, maybe they put it on air suspension, they make it into a show car, they supercharge it, they put it on crazy wheels, they put a giant wing on it, they do absolutely everything. They get bored of the car, have it for a couple of years, get something else, and the cycle repeats over and over and over again. And this could be a detriment to you, especially if it's something that you base your happiness on. But it can also motivate you to work harder and to reach your goals. And you guys also have to remember that the material things of this life are all vanity. And no matter how many materials, no matter how many cars that we have, it can never fill our spirit. And only Jesus can do that at the end of the day. So whether it's a car, a house, or material wealth, and once you realize this, you can stop this cycle. Because it's great to be happy with the car that you have and to not always want more and more and more. But although I listed all of these 10 reasons as to why being a car guy sucks, is it actually worth it? And the answer is, I'm sure you guys already know, is yes. I believe all the different problems that I've had with my cars in the past, all the different experiences that I've had are definitely worth it. Even though they might have hurt my bank account, the experiences, the people that I've met, the skills that I've learned have all been worth it at the end of the day. Which is why this hobby is so fun to do. And I love going to the car meets and sharing different stories about how we got our cars or talking about other people's builds. Because I not only look at these car meets as fun things to do, but they're also really good networking opportunities. And believe it or not, even though I said that these cars are more of a liability earlier, they can also be an asset to either network or build a channel around, just like you guys are watching right now. Now, I'm not saying to go out there and spend your entire life savings on a car, but it's okay to have fun and to allocate some of your budget towards something that you enjoy. So I I absolutely believe that being a car guy is great, even if you don't have a car. For me personally, the thing that I enjoy the most is being able to enjoy these cars with other people, which is why in the future, I'm going to purchase additional cars so that my friends can enjoy them as well. But other than that, you guys, let me know down in the comment section if I left out anything on this video, and do you guys think being a car guy is worth it? And also put down in the comment section any experiences that you may have had that may have changed your life or changed your perspective. But other than that, be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.